Hey guys, Adventurous Wind here. So, I just got back from seeing Markiplier's Iron Lung. I was looking forward to it all year and was stoked ever since he announced it. I was a little bummed when the tickets started finally coming out because the nearest theater to me was not possible. And then recently I found out that he managed to get more distributions to more theaters and get more out there. And the moment I found out there was one near me, I had to go. Had to see it. Had to go. Had to see it. I won't spoiler anything. There's no spoilers. So don't worry about that. I will describe my reaction and my feelings about and thoughts about the film. So number one, I thought creatively it was very, very well done. Number two, the ambience, like just the music and the sounds and the creaking and just the overall atmosphere, very well done. I thought number three, I thought the background on characters was really good. And number four, I really like the whole mystery of it, like how you can't trust anybody. You don't know what to expect. Not even the main character, who you're supposed to be drawn to and go on this adventure with. Even he had background that you couldn't even guess, that like made you question him even as to why he was there. It had a steampunk feel to it. The background feel of it was like very much like Dead Space, and there was a great psychological bit to it that also made me think of Dead Space, like when the marker affects people's minds and makes them go crazy and see things or do things or hear things, like very Dead Space-ish kind of vibes. And then the plot was very well done. I've watched Markiplier play the game. I've played the game. I think this really built more to the game and went beyond the scope of the game, actually. The graphics were amazing. Props to whoever did the graphics. I thought they were really well done. Costumes, pretty good, actually, for such a independent film like this. They were actually pretty good. I like a lot the psychological bit of this film because another film that it reminded me of was The Martian with Matt Damon in it, actually. And the whole survival, you're stuck, got to figure this out. You solve one problem, then you take on the next and the next and the next, that kind of thing. Like, didn't go into the science really, but the mechanical parts of it I thought were really, really nice touches. And then, yeah, the overall mystery, like every single creak, every noise, every bang, every booms type of sound that you hear, you don't know what it is, and it keeps you on your seat. It keeps you at the edge of your seat, just tense. Like it's such a thrilling ride that you didn't know what was going to happen next. Like I mean, you don't know what's out in this ocean of blood. And I loved that I had to keep guessing what was going on. I really liked that. I liked the unpredictability of it. I think that was one of the stronger points of this film. And it did lag in some places. It really did. But it didn't affect the overall pacing or the plot or the story or the characters, really. Because even in the parts where it lagged, you could see bits of the character come out, whether it be him interacting with something mechanical or he's thinking about something or trying to figure out something. It really did contribute, even in the parts where it lagged. So, I really do think that this film was great. I'm not spoiling anything, but the way that it ended. By the way, I love the credits showing everybody, and it was fantastic seeing Lixian and Amy on there, and Mark and other people that work with him on there. Um, the little Polaroid photos at the end was fantastic. Music was actually very good. The sound was very, very good. Um, and it came through very nicely. Um, but yeah, my overall vibe of it is steampunk meets horror meets Dead Space meets The Martian. Fantastic. I love those elements. I really do. Another element was the fact that, and I've already said this, but the fact you really could not predict what was going to happen. Like, that's the best part about stories for me, is if I can't predict what's going to happen. If I can predict what's going to happen, it's going to bore me. And with this film, I couldn't predict anything. Like, again, no spoilers, but the way it ended, I really did not expect that to be the ending. I actually did not expect that. Now, there's no questions left unanswered that didn't need to be answered. You know, there's a bit of story background, and it was explained very well, I thought. It wasn't essential to the main story. What happened in the past, it was left a little ambiguous, which is okay, because it doesn't affect the main story, because it's in the past. It's only background, but it doesn't pertain to what he was doing at hand in that moment at that time. So I felt that was actually good, and there's enough there at the end to, I mean, you could make a sequel. I hope he does. It'd be great. Obvious reasons, not saying any spoilers, but Mark would be in the background more than the main focus if he did a sequel. But that said, I really think this is a great, solid film. It gave you a few jump scares, but only in a way that weren't visceral. Like, it was more psychological, and I think that really plays a big role in this film, because psychological stuff it messes with you. It really, really messes with you, and this film pulled that off fantastically. Psychological stuff was huge, and then, you know, the mechanical stuff was amazing. And you could really see every element really affecting the character throughout the whole film from start to finish. And that, yeah, I think it's a solid. I mean, if I was going to rate this film, I'd give it a good 9 out of 10. I really would. The only reason I don't give it like a 10 out of 10 is because I feel like we could have seen a little bit more of what was going on with the people who were controlling Simon going down there in the Iron Lung ship. We only see them through the little porthole when he's up on the surface, or did the X-ray on them. But I felt like we could have seen a few cut scenes to them, you know, especially towards the end when there's a bit of infighting. It sounded like. I love the part the radio plays. But yeah, personally, I mean, that's just a little. I mean, it's not necessary, and I know why they didn't do cut scenes to them or show more of them. It's because it's to show the psychological effects of he's isolated, and his only ticket to the outside world above on the surface is that radio communication device on the wall. And that's perfect. That's fine. Which brings me to my last point about this film that makes it great, is the fact that it makes you want more. If it makes you want more, then it's a good film. And this made me want more. I actually wish there was I mean, if it was a 2 hour and 7 minute film, and every moment felt like minutes rather than seconds. So this film felt like it was much longer than that. But even so, even though it felt like a 5 hour movie, I actually wanted an extra 20 minutes of this. I actually wanted just a little bit more. I really did. But yeah, that fantastic job, Markiplier, Amy, Lixian, and everybody who created this film. Thank you so much. I hope to get it on Blu-ray and DVD. I actually want you to make more movies. It doesn't even have to be a sequel of this film. Just more stuff like this is fantastic and a big win for independent films. So great job, guys. Great job, Markiplier. Big fan. Loved it. Thank you so much. And I hope you guys enjoy it too if you're managing to see it when you can. Like, subscribe, share if you enjoyed this video review of the Iron Lung movie. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks so much.